Cabernet is king, isn't it? Sure, I know what y'all think. You know, it's yeah, you'll try Syrah once in a while. Pinot Noir, you know, for those summer days. Zinfandel when you're feeling American. But in the end, Cabernet is king. Cabernet steers this horse. Y'all love your Cabernet Sauvignon. And for good reason. Why not? Cabernet Sauvignon is one of the greatest red wine grapes on the planet. Now, some other parts of the planet know this and are charging accordingly, namely the Napa Valley. And, you know, Bordeaux's starting to get up there a little bit. So when you're looking for great world-class Cabernet Sauvignon that won't break the bank, where do you go? Now, you could go to Chile or Argentina, whatever. Yeah, those are really good. I 100% agree. Great Cabernet's coming from there. But for my money, the best Cabernet Sauvignon not being made in Bordeaux or the Napa Valley. Well, Napa Valley doesn't make Cabernet Sauvignon, they make Napa Valley wines. That's a different story for a different topic, different day. But the best true Cabernet Sauvignon, probably not made in Bordeaux, comes from Australia. But it doesn't come from the place in Australia where you think it comes from. It comes from the Margaret River in Western Australia. This is the great bastion for world-class classic Cabernet Sauvignon. The Margaret River is a beautiful spot, about 3 hours drive south of Perth, out in BFE, out in the middle of nowhere. It's work to get there, but when you get there, voila. It's like Santa Barbara with sheep. It's amazing. Most beautiful place on the planet. One of the most beautiful places on the planet. Anyway, Margaret River is very, very lucky. Ancient prehistoric soils down there. Gorgeous weather, i.e. rain at the start of harvest, but at the end of harvest, zero rain events. They never get rain during harvest. The rain cycle is perfect for this bastion of Cabernet Sauvignon grapes off the Indian Ocean. Accordingly, some of the best Cabernet Sauvignon in the world is produced there. So this is from Vasse Felix, established in 1967. And basically, they are one of the first wineries, maybe the first, in the Margaret River area of Western Australia. So Cabernet Sauvignon is king down here, Cabernet Sauvignon and Chardonnay specifically. And the style here is what we call true Cabernet Sauvignon. Let me just get this bottle open and... Hey, what do you think of that one, huh? That's funny, huh? Okay, now, screw cap, right? Don't hate, screw caps. They're great, they're brilliant, they're awesome, they're amazing. Everything should be under screw cap tomorrow. All right, I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. Vasse Felix Cabernet Sauvignon, they use a little bit of Malbec here. A little touch of Malbec and about 1% of Petit Verdot. This is all French oak, all native yeast fermented. So it's real Cabernet. Now, what's real Cabernet? Real Cabernet isn't necessarily in Napa Valley. Like I said, Napa Valley makes Napa Valley wine. Super sunny, big, ripe, you know, styles, different clones, all updated in the 90s after phylloxera. So what they're making there is a very different wine than what the rest of the world thinks of as Cabernet Sauvignon. If you're in Chile, if you're in Argentina, if you're in Australia, even in South Australia where it's bloody hot, they still make Cabernet Sauvignon in this style, which is the classic French Bordeaux style of Cabernet Sauvignon. Which is to say, this is not a heavy wine. It's a good sized wine, it's a structured wine, it's a beautiful wine, it's a fragrant wine, but it's not a jammy wine, it's not a porty wine, like we see with a lot of the Napa Valley styles, right? And they say with some of the Australian styles. But in fact, here you go, again, Australia does not make jammy styles of Cabernet Sauvignon. They make this style, this wonderfully fragrant, pure, classic Cabernet Sauvignon. Currants, cassis, little savory notes, a little coffee bean in there, herbs. All these things play into what makes Cabernet Sauvignon great. Now, what Napa and some other parts of the world did with Cabernet Sauvignon after Cabernet Sauvignon was established as great because of this style, well, that's on them. But what made Cabernet Sauvignon great in reputation is wines like this one. The Filius is absolutely gorgeous. This pure beam of round purple fading into black fruit. This isn't inky wine. This is wine, right? I think people that drink Pinot Noir would actually love this style of Cabernet Sauvignon because it's savory, but only like in this lifted, ethereal type way, not in a green or harsh or vegetative type way. The tannins are super fine here. This is refined, elegant wine, but with power, right? Think more like Lafite, you know, like for some of those, you know, that Pauillac style, that classic lead pencil and graphite and cassis and currant and this kind of deal. This is like real friggin' Cabernet Sauvignon. In short, Margaret River Cabernet Sauvignon is all that and a bag of chips. It's brilliant. Screw caps are more brilliant. What makes this wine even more brilliant? There's a lot of brilliances here. 93 points from Wine Spectator. Basically their greatest Cabernet Sauvignon value pick of the year. Out of all the Cabernet Sauvignons that Wine Spectator reviews and looks at and tastes, blind, by the way, this one. This is the best value Cabernet Sauvignon from Wine Spectator in 2023. That's kind of a big deal. You know, and good for them for picking it. I think it's a brilliant call, and I totally support how super groovy this wine is. So long story short, the Vasse Felix Filius Cabernet Sauvignon 2021 Margaret River Australian Cabernet. Cabernet the way it should be. Under 30 bucks, kids.